Welcome back. Now Brad Barnes has this week's Wildcat Sports Report.
Hello and welcome to the first 2012 edition of the Wildcat Sports Report. The winter season is firing just like the fall, and this time it's wrestling leading the pack. It was senior night at the Collins Center. Jarrell Price and Clarence Jordan were the lone Wildcat seniors on display. Price gets things started off against Bethany College's Steven Scott. It was a rough night for Scott as Price handles him easily on the back-to-back takedowns. Price won his match 15-4. There wasn't much of a change for the other Wildcat seniors. Clarence Jordan follows Nathan Somner's win with another great match. The 174-pounder represented well against Bethany's Brad Wagner as he gets the escape here en route to a 9-4 victory. Jake Nowak and Brandon Gebhardt tossed in a couple more wins for the 197 and heavyweight class. Once again, Jimmy May and his squad sure not to disappoint as Baker wins the duel 31-9. The women's basketball team liked what they saw with the wrestlers and carried that success over to the hardwood. They fell in a tough overtime thriller to Evangel University but rebounded against Peru State on February 9th. It was the Wildcats all night in this blowout. Once again, Alicia Fanshier and Shelbi Petty were on fire from every spot on the court. Fanshier put in 15 points, Petty added in 17. Autumnal had 8 but was sidelined due to foul trouble most of the game. Baker wins big, 80-58. The Baker women's basketball team has been searching for its identity all season. They added an entirely new coaching staff and returned only 2 players, but in the darkness of emerging as a team, one player has outshined the rest. In a game where height is everything, it is not often to find a 5'3" freshman on the court, but at Baker, Shelbi Petty sees her height as nothing more than a motivator.
The girls are more physical, and so I had to lift a lot of weights because I was pretty small, and so it's a lot more of a physical game.
Petty is a workhorse. In high school, she would hit the gym for hours at night with her mother just to perfect her shot, and now at Baker, Petty makes sure to still get the work in. She's the first one on the floor and the last one to leave, shooting jump shots before practice and free throws after. And if you're wondering, the hard work has paid off. She leads the Wildcats in conference scoring, and after outshooting the NAIA's top 3-point shooter, she leads the nation in that too.
To shoot almost 50% from the three-point line, not only as a freshman but at her size, it just goes to show her intelligence as a basketball player.
For Petty and the Wildcats, there is still room for improvement. The team is 7-19 on the season, but a spark has lifted the team in conference play. That spark may just be standing at 5'3".
If you put your heart in it, you may have great shooting nights. You may not, but you can always play hard, and Shelbi usually has done that.
This is Brad Barnes, KNBU TV. You can catch the Wildcats in action against Mid-America Nazarene on February 16th in the Collins Center. The Baker men's basketball team was taking care of business at home as well. Peru State came into town, and before they could even get started, they were warming up the buses. Following a loss to Evangel, Baker was sure to not make it 2 in a row. Peru goes up early with free throws courtesy of Patrick Riley, but not so fast. Riley meets Jack Shortell a few plays later for the rejection. Let's take another look at that as Riley tries to throw one up, Jack in the box with a two-handed denial. Shortell had 2 blocks on the night. Back the other way, Steinlage looking for a teammate. Nobody's there, so he puts it in himself. Baker once again on the offensive end. Todd Isles with the dish to Corey Anderson. Anderson making a rain from the 3. Peru State tries to fight back. The drive and dish from Williams to tie. Good for the triple. The Wildcats not happy about that 3, so they go for one of their own. Corey Anderson dropping it down once again. Wildcats win in fashion, 91-71. And congratulations goes out to junior Ben Steinlage this week. Ben was named the Heart of America Player of the Week after his 17-point performance against Peru State. He turned around 2 days later and put 26 points on Culver Stockton. The Corning, Kansas native leads the offensive attack for the Wildcats, averaging just at 11 points a game. That's going to do it all for this week's edition of the Wildcat Sports Report. I'm your host, Brad Barnes. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Brad. That does it for this week's episode of Orangeline. I'm Alex Schiraldi. Have a great week.